Hello, my name is Justin and I'm here to talk to you about the C3 for complete cart control. The C3 was developed with the shopping cart attendant in mind to make your job easier, safer, and more productive. So in a moment, we'll take a look at how to properly use the C3 in order to ensure safety and to make sure you get the longest possible life out of the device. But first, let's take a look at a couple reasons that illustrate why you should always use the C3 whenever you retrieve shopping carts.
There are certain hazards associated with shopping cart retrieval. It's labor-intensive as well as physically demanding. Accidents can and do occur. Shopping cart attendants have injured themselves, for example, usually in the process of turning a heavy line of shopping carts. Forcefully turning a line of carts also creates flat spots on non-pivoting casters. Finally, shopping carts can get away from an attendant and out of their control. Runaway carts may strike property, or worse yet, a valued guest.
The C3 is a simple, safe, and cost-effective solution to certain hazards inherent to shopping cart retrieval. The C3 has tremendous value because it accomplishes three main things.
The patented C3 makes shopping cart retrieval easier by reducing the human strain associated with pushing and especially turning a line of carts. It reduces costly wear and tear on non-pivoting casters. And finally, the C3 puts the attendant in complete control of a line of shopping carts. It allows the attendant to navigate corners and store entrances with ease while greatly reducing the likelihood of runaway shopping carts. In summary, the C3 makes shopping cart retrieval easier, safer, and more productive.
So let's take a look at how to properly use the C3. It's very important that these steps be followed closely. This is to ensure safety and to make sure that you get the most out of the C3. The first step is to take the non-ratchet hook and place it securely in the middle of the lead shopping cart handle. The next step is to take the ratchet hook and place it securely in the middle of the last shopping cart handle, the handle you'll be pushing. Next, engage the C3 with moderate force by pulling on the tensioning handle to create lift. Now, simply back the line of carts right out of the corral. So at this point, you'll position the carts just to where you plan to nest them in line. Next, while lifting up on the front shopping cart handle, you'll use the release assist device to fully depress the release lever at the same time. So let's break these steps down and talk about a couple precautions. So the first step is to place the non-ratchet hook securely in the middle of the lead shopping cart handle. Now it's very important that you place the non-ratchet hook first. The next step is to place the ratchet hook securely in the middle of the last shopping cart handle, the handle you'll be pushing. Next, engage the C3 with moderate force by pulling the handle to secure the carts together and create lift. But before you do this, you want to exercise the following precautions. Precaution 1 is to make sure that the ratchet hook is securely attached to the last shopping cart handle. So every once in a while, the frame of the seat comes well above the last shopping cart handle. What you can do in those cases is actually take the ratchet and weave it through the seat. The second precaution is to be careful with the placement of your opposing hand. We recommend grasping the rope so as not to put your fingers in a place where they could become pinched between the carts in the process of tightening the C3. Others may prefer to put their palm down and have their fingers outstretched. The third precaution is to tighten the C3 in a fluid-controlled motion. In other words, don't jerk. Now the reason for these three precautions is to make sure that the ratchet doesn't detach from the shopping cart handle, causing you to accidentally pull the ratchet into yourself. The final precaution is to be careful not to over-tighten the C3. Otherwise, this may make it somewhat difficult to release later. The next step is to engage the C3 with moderate force by pulling on the tensioning handle. This will cause the carts to secure together and create some lift. As you do so, be careful to maintain a strong center of gravity and not over-tighten. Now, simply back the line of carts right out of the corral. So once you have the carts in position just to where you plan to nest them in line, it's time to release the C3. Now it's very important that these instructions be followed closely in order to get the greatest potential life out of the ratchet. So the main thing to keep in mind is the need to ease tension on the ratchet while fully depressing the release lever at the same time. So the way we'll accomplish this is to take the release assist device, and then while pulling up on the last shopping cart handle, we'll fully depress the release lever at the same time. And it's as simple as that. But let's take a look at a couple precautions. Precaution 1, use only your thumb or the release assist device to fully depress the release lever. Always ease tension on the ratchet while fully depressing the release lever at the same time. The best way to accomplish this is to lift up on the last shopping cart handle. Don't just let it drop.
Don't just let it drop. Lift up on the last shopping cart handle while fully depressing the release lever at the same time. This will greatly extend the life of the ratchet.
Thank you for taking a moment to familiarize yourself with the C3 for complete cart control. Now we encourage everyone that uses a C3 to watch this instructional video. However, if someone's not able to, why not show a friend how to properly use the C3? You guys are doing great. So let's see one final overview of how to properly use the C3. Cassie, take it away. The first step is to take the non-ratchet hook and place it securely in the middle of the lead shopping cart handle. The next step is to take the ratchet hook and place it securely in the middle of the last shopping cart handle. Engage the C3 with moderate force. Now, simply back the line of carts right out of the corral. So at this